All right, who's ready for another Sip It or Skip It? So, welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano. This is my channel segment called Sip It or Skip It. I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf and do a quick review. I'm going to let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone, and then I'm going to replace it because I like it. Or once it's gone, I'm going to skip it and move on to something else. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel, see what we're doing today. All right, we have Evan Williams. I don't think I have anything from Evan Williams other than the bottled and bond. So let me go ahead and double check that. And then if it's just the bottle of bond, I'll bring that out and go ahead and pour it. All right, sure enough, I don't have anything else from Evan Williams titled or labeled Evan Williams. So it's got to be the bottled and bond. This is actually going to come up in one of my 5-bottle flight blind Fridays when I'm going to be doing my top 5 bottled and bonds. So just like always, the information for the whiskey is right here, along with my tallies for my Sip It and Skip It series up to this point. And then I also have a document in the description of the video below that lets you know about all of my Sip It and Skip It's up to this point. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the nose. There is not much to this at all. I would say that it is a typical smelling bourbon, except it's very, very muted. I was going to look at the proof on this, but it's bottled and bond, so it's got to be 100. Yeah, the ethanol that's coming out of here and the notes that are coming out of here are extremely muted, but very bourbon-like notes. It's almost like a watered down brown sugar, caramel, vanilla mixture. Yeah, I'm struggling. It does smell sweet, and again, the sweetness is what I just mentioned, the vanilla, the brown sugar, maybe a slight amount of cherry or some sort of red fruit, maybe cherry strawberry. But I tell you what, I am really, really struggling on the nose. I'm not stuffed up. Maybe it's going to taste a little bit different on the palate. Let me give it one more nose. Get that sucker in there. All right, getting in there pretty deep. Now I get a little bit of a walnut note or a nutty note. Yeah, probably walnut. Okay, burn my nose a little bit with the ethanol. All right, enough nosing. Let's get this thing on the palate and see if anything stands out more than what's on the nose. All right, I will say it's not bad, but it's typical bourbon. The ABV, the ethanol, takes over first, and then there's that toffee, brown sugar, vanilla note. And like all bourbons or all whiskey, I do get a barrel tannin or a barrel bitterness on the side of my tongue. It is not bad at all. It's not overwhelming at all. There's absolutely no finish to this at all. I would say it just drops off a cliff, and the only thing that is left is going to be a wood note or a barrel note. That's pretty much it. Probably a barrel char note. Being 100 proof, I would say that this is a little bit thin for being 100, and maybe because it's the finish, it just drives off a cliff. Maybe that's what's giving me the thinness in the mouth or the thinness on the palate. Let's go ahead and get another sip and see if anything changes. So this happens every once in a while. As I'm bringing this up to my mouth to take a sip, and I breathe in through my nose and through my mouth before I actually take a sip, and a banana note came through there. So there is a banana note. It is sweet. I do get some barrel char, the brown sugar, the vanilla, the caramel, all of those typical bourbon notes are there. They're just muted. It's not as vibrant as I think it should be. I think what's in the glass, and especially the amount that you're going to pay for this, I think it's a pretty damn good value. I think it's probably going to be something that could be put on a whiskey cart. I don't necessarily know if I would reach for this for drinking it neat. It would definitely be something that I would use more so in mixers than I would on its own. It could also be something used for a beginner party or a beginner whiskey. If you're going to be serving this to somebody that's brand new into whiskey and you don't want to blast them with something that's really, really high in ABV. But for me, this is going to be a skip. Once this bottle is gone, I do believe that there are other whiskeys in my collection that have a more vibrant taste, maybe something better on the nose, something better on the palate. I know the benchmark products from Buffalo Trace, I believe, are going to be better than this for me, for my purposes. So once this bottle is gone, and as you can tell, I haven't had much out of this, and there's a lot of dust on it, so this has pretty much been sitting for quite a while. So that's going to be an easy one for me. It's a skip. Let me know in the comments down below if this is a sip or a skip for you. And if you like this information, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And with all that, I'll leave it at that. I hope you're enjoying your journey, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.